if you'll ever take a risk, if you'll ever step out in faith and do what it is that God's leading you to do, whether it's with your kids or your marriage or starting a business or whatever it is, when you go all in, when you cross the line and you say, I'm committed, when you actually make the sacrifice and take the risk, something changes in here. Something changes in your heart. All of a sudden, the vision shifts from being just a good idea to a God idea. It's a compelling idea. All of a sudden, what used to just fill your head, now all of a sudden, it's engaged your heart. It's filled your heart. Now all of a sudden, it's not, I'd like to, but I must do what it is that God's calling me to do. And that's the shift that took place in these people of Israel. And if it wouldn't have taken place, the vision never would have been realized. And you know that dynamic. Some of you know it very well. Some of you, maybe you've started a business and you're going to the bank and you can't start a business without a little bit of money because you don't have any money in the first place because you didn't inherit any money. So you're just starting a business from scratch and you're going into the bank and you're asking the loan officer for more money than your parents or your grandparents made in their whole lifetime, and you're saying, I need this amount of money to start my business, and you felt that tension of, is it really worth it? Should I really do what I believe God's called me to do? And as you sign that loan document, you were probably shaking, like that. But as soon as you signed the document, what happened in your spirit? Something changed, didn't it? All of a sudden, it's do or die. All of a sudden, this is a compelling idea, and I must see this thing through. That's the power of sacrifice and risk-taking. Others of you, maybe you left your you left your day job for a dream job, and you left the security of a paycheck at one person's business for the insecurity of your own paycheck because you're starting your own business. And as you walked into your boss's office, you thought, should I cancel? Should I really do what it is that, I believe God's calling me to do? Maybe in your marriage, should we really go to counseling? With your kids, should I really address this issue in his life? Should I really tell him he can't date that girl? She can't date that boy? All of a sudden, there's risk and sacrifice. But as soon as you take the risk and as soon as you make the sacrifice, something changes in you. All of a sudden, the vision isn't just something that you benefit from and daydream about. It's something that you own. And we do it in every other area of our lives. But what I want us to think about this morning is, if you're a member of Broadview, or even if you're just committed to Broadview, you're kind of checking things out, has there been a time in which you've shifted from just benefiting from the vision of our church to actively participating and owning the vision of our church to the degree that you're willing to make a sacrifice and take a risk? We envision God using Broadview to see 500 people come to faith in Jesus Christ and follow him in believer's baptism. Are you willing to own that vision to the point that you take a risk? You're willing to share the gospel with your unbelieving neighbor, share the gospel with your friend, or maybe serve in a ministry environment with a teenager so that it's a fun environment and attractive environment so that they attend and come to know the Lord? Are you willing to share the vision or own the vision to a degree that when we want to see 600 people go on short-term mission trips, you're willing to say, you know what, I'm going to go to Romania. I'm going to go to India. I'm going to sacrifice my time every Thursday night at 6:30 to go and work with the Nepali refugees in the apartment complex in Highland Oaks Apartments. I'm going to shift from just benefiting from the vision to owning it to the degree that I take a risk and make a sacrifice. I'm going to own the vision so that our ministries are the most well-funded and fully staffed ministries in this city because I'm committed to what God is doing at Broadview Baptist Church. Has there been a time in which there's been a shift? It's not just I'm attending, it's not just I'm kind of benefiting from it, but I'm committed to seeing the vision come to fruition. I don't just want my kids to be taken care of in the preschool wing. I want to do whatever I can to make sure that the ministry in the preschool department is successful. Here's what happens when you do that. All of a sudden, what we talk about as a mission and vision statement, Will we talk about God doing in our church? Hey, that's fun, that's great. All of a sudden, that's not just a slogan. All of a sudden, that's not just news you kind of hear and forget about. All of a sudden, it consumes you. All of a sudden, that's the most exciting news that there is because you've made the shift. What about you? What is it that your vision would cost you if you didn't do it? What do other people stand to lose if your vision doesn't come to fruition? What will happen with your marriage? What happens in your finances? What happens with your kids? What doesn't get done in this church because of your failure to take seriously the mission and vision of what we have?